Morning, you guys. Um, I thought I would share this with you from yesterday. I uh, I had a dental appointment yesterday, first thing in the morning. I had to be there at 9:30, and I had a molar back here on this side of my mouth that is or was getting pretty sharp, and it almost was getting to where it felt like it was going to cut my tongue. So I had a dental appointment to get that repaired, and so I was getting ready. I got up a few hours before I had to be there. I had coffee and then I took a shower. And while I was in the shower, um, I had this download just out of the blue. It was right in the middle of me washing my hair with shampoo under the shower head. And all of a sudden, I got this download of like, it told me, when you go through this intersection, this song is going to come over the radio. And I really didn't think too much of it, but it was showing me the intersection of which intersection this would happen at. And it's an intersection I go through all the time. You guys have seen it in videos. It's a four-way stop. It's out here in the country. It's about 4 miles away from my house. It's one of many intersections that I go through, but this intersection is a four-way stop, and it's heavily wooded on all four corners, and it's full of evergreen trees, pine trees. So it's a very secluded intersection. So if you were like to run the stop sign, you wouldn't be able to see if someone was coming the other way because the trees go right up to the corners. But it showed me this intersection in my mind, so I would know which intersection it is. And it told me this song will come over the radio. And I thought, well, how odd is that? That is an old song. It's the song by David Gates called The Goodbye Girl. Now, that instantly got me thinking about the movie because there was a movie from the same title, The Goodbye Girl, with Richard Dreyfuss and Marsha Mason in it. It was the first movie I ever saw in a public theater back in 1977. Really good movie. It's a love story. But I thought, how weird, because that's an old movie. That is an old song. And I just thought, well, I'm not even going that way. That's not the way I'm going to the dentist. So I just finished showering and blew it off. And finished getting ready. And I left, made sure the cats were in. And I left to go to the dentist. And I took the interstate until I got to the exit to the city. And then I exited off and I went right down Main Street to the downtown of the city to my dentist. Pretty much straight shot. I was at the dentist in the chair for 2 hours because she did 2 teeth. She does a very good job, but it was a long time to be in the dental chair. And I thanked her and I left. And then I remembered I had to go to the bank. Now, my bank, there's many different branches, and the one that I typically hit is the one that's closest to my house, which is outside of the city, just before I end up going back out into the country. So this put me on the opposite side of the lake from the interstate. So I didn't go home the same way that I went down. And so now that I was on the south side of the lake heading west, I took the back roads. And so I was listening to music, had the radio on, and I'm coming home the back roads. And I don't even remember what I was thinking about, but I was not thinking about that movie or anything. I totally forgot about everything that happened in the shower. So anyway, long story short, I now approach this intersection that I was shown in the shower. And by God, within 70 feet of coming to this four-way stop, guess what song came on the radio? The Goodbye Girl by David Gates. And I says, wow, there it is. And I turned it up because I like the song. It's actually a good song from the 70s. I like 70s music. And then as the song was playing, now I could see the whole movie in my head again. And so for the last few miles to my house from this intersection, I was listening to this song. And then I thought, well, when I get home, I'm going to pull it up on YouTube and see if I can find an old clip from that movie, because typically they have videos on YouTube of different, shows and movies and stuff like that. And I only found one clip, and I'm going to leave the link below in the comment section. It's only 6 minutes and 23 seconds long. That's it. And it's a clip of the end of the movie where Richard Dreyfuss is in the phone booth and he's telling his girlfriend he's going to be back. And I really remember that scene in the movie back when I saw it in the 70s. And it was pouring rain. But the one thing I don't remember in the movie was her little girl, the girl that played her daughter in the movie. I can't say I remember that girl. But anyway, in this 6 minute, 23 second clip, Richard Dreyfuss' girlfriend is sitting in a chair by the window, and it's pouring rain out. And the little girl that plays her daughter in the movie comes up to her, and out of all the things that this little girl could have said in a movie, she blurted out, "I can predict the future." And I thought, how strange is that? That was almost like confirmation to me, because I only found one clip on YouTube of this movie. It was the end of the movie. And within that 6 minutes and 23 seconds, that short amount of time, what are the odds that that line would be said in such a short video where she says, "I can predict the future"? What are the odds of that? It was like confirmation to me to say, see, what you are told, these things that come into your mind really do happen, and you've got that ability. Because that really stood out to me, especially that it was in this movie, had to do with this song, and that was like confirmation to me. You can see the future, because this came to me while I was showering. And now you got to think about, and you could say, well, that's just coincidence. Well, I don't think it is. I don't believe in a coincidence. And you got to think about this. When you're driving and you get to a certain spot, what are the odds that as you get to that very spot, that the very song that told you was going to play would play right when you got to where it said that's where you would be? What are the odds in that? Out of all the thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of songs that could be played on the radio, especially today, that it would play a song from the 70s, the very song right from that movie. And then I go home and find a clip, and in that short 6 minutes, that little girl tells her mom, "I can see the future." I don't believe in a coincidence, but I just thought I'd share that with you, because I thought, wow, that's quite the message to get in just 6 minutes. When what are the odds that that would even be mentioned in that short amount of time? And so I'll leave the clip below and you can watch it yourself. But yeah, so what does that mean? I don't know. But it's also the same thing that, you when these things happen like they do to me, and they always come true all the time, you learn to listen to it, whatever it is. And it's the same thing that was telling me to move on to something else other than camping and fishing and hiking and all that. It's like you're moving on to something else, but I don't know what, because it hasn't showed me what, it hasn't told me what. So here I am, which, and I was fine with it because sick of doing that stuff solo anyway. So that's why it's not that hard for me, because it's like I agreed with it. It's like, yeah, it is time to give that up. But I don't know what's next. It hasn't shown me yet or told me. So I don't know. But I just thought I'd share that with you because I don't believe in a coincidence. The odds are astronomical that that song would come on right as I approach that intersection. And I didn't even plan on going through that intersection yesterday. But when I realized I'd go to the bank and I totally forgot all about that, what happened in the shower, and then I went home the back way, well, boom, put me right through that intersection. And that song came on within 70 feet of the stop sign. So I was actually listening to the song as I came to a stop and went through that intersection out of all the songs that could have been played on the radio at that very second. So take it for what you will. And then for that girl to say what she said in that short clip, take it for what you will. So just thought I'd share that with you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.